Hello, my name is Barbie and I'm with Jeannie's Designs. I'm getting ready to do a video tutorial on the Glenda convertible clutch by Swoon Patterns. This is a very versatile bag. You can make it a crossbody, you can make it a shoulder bag, you can just make it a hand carry bag, whatever you prefer, no handle whatsoever. So it's a very versatile bag, comes together very easily. This is one that I have made, and this is out of Cafe Fawcett's shaggy material. And this one's happens to be all cotton. But you open it up and you've got a zipper pocket in the middle and then two areas on the side. You could easily add a zipper pocket back here or a slip pocket or whatever you'd like. It's not a huge bag, but it actually carries quite a bit. Mine closes with a magnetic snap, and then this one I just made a shoulder strap, and it has swivel clasps on it that are attached right here. So it's not a hard pattern. I would say definitely it's a beginner pattern. I don't know what she refers to it as. Let me just look. I don't see that she says if it's beginner or what, but I would definitely call it a beginner pattern. Anyway, I'm doing mine out of cork today, pink and black cork. So this is the, what is this one? This is the main panel. So the main panel is going to be pink cork. Isn't that gorgeous? And then the lining is going to be a pink floral from the Sanctuary line of Three Sisters. Love it. And then she has you cut out a large piece of stabilizer for the front or the lining. I can't remember. I think we do it on the lining. No, we do it on the front. But that's to keep the Peltex in place. This is actually the flat Peltex. And then the main body Peltex is all one piece. It's quite a large piece. And then the sides, I'm going to do out of black cork. And then the cotton quilting, which I've lined with woven interfacing. And then for the interior zipper pocket, I've done 4 pieces out of the quilt cotton. 2 of them I have the woven interfacing and a piece of Decaville light. Those will be for the outside. And then for the inside, I have absolutely nothing on it. So 4 of those. This is just a piece for the strap connectors. I think it's 2-inch. Yep. We're doing 3-inch hardware today. And then here is the strap, which is 3 inches, which will fold into 3/4. And for the flap, I have a piece of black and a piece of pink cork. So that's all there is to it. There really is not that much to the bag, but it is a very versatile pattern as far as, can you add slip pockets? Can you add another zipper pocket? You could do a zipper pocket on the outside back if you wanted to. I'm going to do it just as the pattern indicates, but it comes to very quickly. So let's get started. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click the JD for Jeannie's Designs down in the right-hand corner and subscribe. Be sure you like and feel free to comment. Let's get started. Okay, I didn't mention that I'm using rose gold hardware today and 3/4 inch. So I have 2 3/4 inch D-rings. Oh, that was loud. 2 3/4 inch swivel clasps. I have 1 rivet magnetic snap for the flap. And then on the side, you can either choose to sew that interior zipper pocket in or use rivets, very much like the NCW Necessary Clutch Wallet. I'm going to use 2 rivets on each side. I just think it's easier, and I think it gives a little decorative look to it. So those, and then one zipper with rose gold teeth. All right. So I think the first thing she calls for you to do is grab your 2 exterior main panels. So let me grab those here. Yeah. So my 2 exterior main panels. Let me clean all this up here. And be sure you cut them on the fold. And then we're going to place those right sides together, and we're going to sew along that bottom edge. And just be aware the top portion of these main panels is a little narrower than the bottom. So just keep that in mind. So just that bottom edge, let me see what her seam, oh my goodness, what her seam allowance is. Yeah, her seam allowances in this pattern are pretty generous, so that's always a very good thing, I believe. I'm using, for the most part, a 4-inch or a 4 stitch length, not a 4-inch. That would be very wide. Huh. And then because I'm using cork, I'm not pressing this, but we are gonna top stitch that. I don't know if she tells you what the top stitch should be. Let me see. Yeah, she tells you a 1/4 inch, and that's fine. I usually top stitch an 1/8, but because of the seam allowance, I think she's giving you a little bigger top stitch, which is good, actually. And this top stitch will end up being at the back, so just keep that in mind. It's on the bottom pretty much, but it could be visible, so you want to make sure that you use where you put that top stitch is on the back of the bag. Okay, so that's what we have so far. Now, on the front, let's do our centers before we do anything else. And then we're going to put on the front, we're going to put the female portion of the magnetic snap. So my top stitching is on this side, so I'm going to put my magnetic snap over here. So let me grab that. And because I'm using a rivet magnetic snap, I am going to just reinforce that a little bit, because we don't have any of the lining on there yet, or the stabilizer. Actually, I think she wants you to put the stabilizer on before you do this. Okay, that's actually very good. I've made like 3 or 4 of these, but I haven't made it in quite a long time. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab our large piece of Peltex. And we're going to lay that down and even that out. And I might have to trim mine up a little bit. Yeah, just a little. I didn't really have it on a good fold when I did it. So I'm just going to trim it up and see. You want it about a 1/2 inch clearance on all sides. So yeah, just a little more. And then we're gonna put that piece of woven interfacing on top of that. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. And that, even though this Peltex is fusible, this woven interfacing really helps to keep it in its place. Plus it gives you a guide for where you're gonna stitch this later. Beautiful. And even though this is cork, I can do this on this one. So, all right, I'm gonna go over and get that fused in place, and then we'll come back and do our magnetic snaps on the main potty and the flap. Okay, so I went ahead and did my magnetic snap. She gives you explicit directions on where to put it in the pattern. And because I used my rivet magnetic snaps, you can see I put it on after I did the Peltex and the woven interfacing. That makes this very sturdy. And then for the flap, I already did it as well, but it is also a rivet magnetic snap. So now I'm just going to put these two together. And I think, like a lot of flaps, I'm going to put the Peltex. Let me just see the size of it. I think I'm going to put it in before I do the top stitching. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I just think it's easier to do it that way. So it's a nice fit. Okay. So, oh, I didn't clip my center here. Clip your centers if you haven't done it. It's just helpful. And again, you have a very generous seam allowance with this pattern, which I really prefer. A lot of designers, including myself, have kind of gotten in the habit of doing a 1/4 or a 3/8. And I think it's sometimes, it's not very forgiving when you have a small seam allowance like that. That's just my 2 cents. Not that it's wrong or right. All right, so we are gonna sew. We're leaving the top open so we can turn it. And we're gonna sew along that. Let me just see what her seam allowance is. Oh dear. I just knocked everything completely over. That's just lovely. I'll get it in here in a second. Yeah. And you have a nice little curve to this flap, so just keep that in mind. It's not a big curve, but it's a nice, gentle curve. Really, it's nice. My dogs heard me drop everything and they got concerned. All right, I'm going to trim my flap. And then on those corners, I just did a little cross cut. Fairly close to the stitching. Okay, so there, that's what I mean by cross cut right there. Okay, let's turn this out. Man, I wish cork wasn't so expensive. I would probably sew with it exclusively because it is so nice. It turns nicely, it lays nicely. All right, so now let's put our Peltex in. Yeah. It should fit pretty good. I might have to trim it a little. I'm definitely going to trim it so it doesn't come in the top seam allowance. Let's see how it looks. If I need to, I might not need to. Yeah, it's fitting pretty good. Let me see. I just don't want any of it in that top. So I'm going to trim about 1/4 to 3/8 off there. Yeah. Let's see how that's doing. I think I might have to trim. Yeah. You're going to have to work with it just a little. I'm going to trim some of this side off. You can certainly do this before you top stitch. I mean, before you sew the flaps together. I really prefer not. Oh yeah, that's much better. Let me see how this looks here. Yeah. Okay, let me clip this, see how it's gonna lay. And you might need to roll your fabric just a little to get that nice gentle curve. This is going to be so pretty. And you don't have to use Peltex. You could certainly use Decaville Heavy, or even Decaville Light if you wanted to. Your choice. Okay, so there is the front, and there is the inner flap. Very pretty. Okay, so I'm going to just top stitch that. I think I'm going to do, I'm going to do almost a 1/4 inch because of my Peltex. Yeah. I should have checked my bobbin because I started with not a full bobbin. Looks like it's going to make it, but scary. And then I'm just going to close this. Beautiful. All right, so there you have it. Very nice. Okay. All right, so the next thing, oh goodness, is to do our sides. So everything I have, all the pattern pieces and everything fell on the floor, so let me go get those and get ready. Okay, so I cleaned up my mess. And what I have so far is I have my side pieces. You put a little dart in there. So this is the right side. And so I'm just folding the right sides together. And I'm just going to stitch along that little dart at 1/4 inch on all 4 of these pieces. And then I have my strap, which I have put a line down the middle, and my side connectors, I have put a line down the middle. I won't probably do the strap, but I'll do this one so you can see that creates the 2-inch piece for the handle connectors, creates a 3/4 inch. Actually, it does not. I do this every time. That creates a 1 inch. I don't want a 1 inch. I want a 3/4 inch. So I need a 1.5 inch because there's raw edges in the middle. I do this every time. My dad was actually a math teacher. Did I inherit that gene? No, I did not. Isn't that funny? So I'm just going to take a 1/4 inch off each side. Lord. Because I don't want them to be 1 inch. I want them to be... So, I'm sure there are others out there that have made that same mistake. Let me just check my math here. Yeah, that's going to be right. This black cork, it has a lot of silver streaks in it. Little flecks. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Perfect. 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 Okay, I'm going to sew that on each side. And I made this really long. It didn't need this long. Your little connectors aren't this long, so just keep that in mind. It was just the end of a piece, so I just used it. Normally I would never waste cork, but... All right, so these just need to be, I'm going to make them 2.5 inches each. I think she calls for something a little smaller than that, but that's okay. Okay. Perfect. See, I personally think that's better than having it too short. All right, I'm just going to baste those together because it just makes it easier. When you go to sew them on the bag, they're not connecting. Oh, you know what? Bobbin. I probably had enough, but that's okay. Let's put my new bobbin in. Perfect. Okay. All right, so those two are ready. And I'll go ahead and sew these with you. Yeah. So when you're doing these, you want to start just above where that, you can see it in the pattern. It's probably easier to see in the pattern. So right above where that dart begins. And I'm gonna actually decrease my stitch length because I'm using pink on black, and you can see that. I think that's gonna be better. Let's see. Yeah, much better. So you see that, and it just creates this cute little cup. All right, let's do the rest. And I would, if you're using an industrial, or even a domestic, I would shorten your stitch length when you're doing these. I think it helps. Oh yeah, much better. Okay. My machine typically doesn't like to sew on cotton quilting, but because it's interfaced, it did fine. All right, where's the last one? It usually bunches it all up, but if you go slow, and it's warm in Florida here today, so we're gonna get in the pool. We haven't gotten in the pool all winter, so my husband warmed it up and cleaned it, and we're gonna get in. All right, so there's all 4 of our side pieces. All ready to go. All right, I am gonna go off, and I'll speed this up and do the strap. Okay. So I finished my strap, and I put rivets on each side just to keep it 2 rows of stitching and then 1 rivet. All right, so those are complete. So now I'm going to go ahead and do my lining, right sides together. And I'm just going to sew along that bottom edge. However, she tells you, I think she tells you to leave like a 6-inch opening on the bottom, which is pretty good. I'm probably going to leave a little bigger than that. You know me. I like to have a pretty big opening to turn my bags. So I'm going to leave... what is that? I'm going to leave about an 8-inch opening to turn this bag because I have cork. And not that cork is hard to turn, but with all that Peltex and everything, it'll be a challenge. So I would recommend you leave a pretty good size opening. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion. Again, you have really good seam allowances here. I don't know what kind of woven interfacing you guys use, but this is woven interfacing from Got Interfacing, Barb at Got Interfacing. Oh my goodness. It is just so nice. I think it's Woven Fuse. I'm not sure if I got Woven Fuse 2 or Woven Fuse. It might be Woven Fuse 2, now that I think about it. All right. So now we are ready to put all these together. And she suggests that, and very smart, put on these little curves here on your little gussets, putting some snips in all the way along. And I just do it on the curve part. You don't need to really do it when you get up to the sides. Again, you have a pretty good seam allowance. I think it's a 1/2 inch. Yeah. So I'm just doing a little less than a 1/4 inch snips. And I'm going to do it on all 4 of these pieces. Man, I'm going to have to get some better lighting. The lighting, it's daylight. And I've got all my top lights on. All my other lights are on. Now, it's probably because I'm working with black. But it's kind of hard to see it. I'm sure it has absolutely nothing to do with my age. I have really pretty good eyesight, even though I wear glasses. I really have pretty good eyesight. Okay. So I think I'm going to do the lining first. Right sides together, and actually I'm going to grab my Wonder Clips for this. They just work better. And you can sandwich your seam. So my seam on my bottom is going to the right, so I'm going to do the seam on my little gusset here to the other side, the left. So I like to put 2 in there, and then I'll bring it up to the top and start clipping all the way down. Now, if you wanted to put some, like a zipper pocket on the inside, you'd obviously do it before you did this or slip pockets or something else, you would do it before you put these on. And I gotta put my tag on. I haven't done that yet. So I gotta decide where I'm gonna put my little label. I just got some more labels from Jade at Heartwood and Hyde, Jade and Chris. They live like 10 minutes from me. So whenever I need more, I just call her up or order them online, and when they're ready, I just go pick them up. It's fantastic. In fact, let me do that before I do anything else. Let's see. I don't know if you're a member of the Sewing Blurbs, but they give you this little pouch to put all your woven labels in. And I'm going to do one of those. And then for the outside, I put all the rest of my labels in here. Makes it kind of thick, but that's okay. What label? I'm doing pink and black. I think I'm just going to do one of these on the back. Okay. I might have to finish this later because I might have to go outside. It's so nice. Let's see, where is my back? Or I could put it right under the flap on the front. Actually, I think I'll just put it on the back. And I'm going to put it let's see here. Make sure you put it right side up. That would be very annoying. Okay, so there you go. I think that's where I'm going to put it. Yeah, I like that. And then this little guy, I think I'm just going to put on one of the sides here. This says treat yourself. A little slang there. It's on both sides, so. Okay. All right. Goodness, Barb. I'm making all kinds of racket. Okay, so let's sew this at 1/2 inch seam allowance. And then this is exactly the same for all 4 of these. And when you get down to some of these curves, just go slow. They're really not hard to do. And you might have to lift it up as you turn the corners. Put your hand in there in the middle if you need to. And I will tell you, and I'll show it, if I speed it up, I'll show it. On the outside, I might actually put some staples. Because cork is pretty slippery. staple the outside. You don't need to with this, with the inside. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. You can see that little tag, treat yourself. All right, so that's what it looks on the inside. Not bad. Not bad, Bobby, not bad. All right, so repeat that for all 4 your gussets. Clip them. I already clipped them all, but right sides together. And on either side, just make sure your hem that you did on the bottom is going the same way. So you can see my hem there and my hem there are going the same way. This is a lining, so I have that huge opening in the bottom where I'm gonna turn the bag. All right. So just clip that. I'll do this one more and then you can do the outside. It really helps to clip those. That makes a big difference with this. What time is it?
It's 10:46. Good morning.
That's Minnie. She said it's 10:46. It's time to go get in the pool. And I'm just going to look. I don't think I got any puckers in there. Let's see what it looks like. No, no puckers. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, so again, 1/2 inch. Let's just clip one of these just so you can see. I already clipped my corners, so. That Peltex is going to make this a challenge. I'll just be quite honest. But it's doable. I don't know. I think I used Decaville Light. I don't think I used Peltex. Because of this, I thought it would be way too stiff. Let's see. I'm definitely going to have to staple it. Let's see. This is so slippery. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing this with you. Hold on. Let's, I think she does call for Peltex, but man, I remember making one of these, and it's been a long time, and I should have remembered or wrote myself a note that the Peltex is way too stiff. But let's just see how it does here. It may be fine. Yeah. It doesn't help with cork being so freaking slippery. Oh, let me see. Let me start that. It slipped down. Man, I may have to staple this the whole way because of that. Oh, so I'm glad I'm doing this with you. You can learn from me. Lots and lots of clips. Okay, actually that's a little better. Let's see. Yeah. All right, let me find my stapler so you can see that. And that's what it looks like from that side. There is no interfacing on that side gusset, just so you know. Don't know what I did with my stapler. Let's see. Oh, there it is. It's hanging, my stapler was hanging in plain view. I rearranged my sewing room and I couldn't find it. All right, so I am gonna staple pretty far up here. Just make sure that when you're stapling inside your seam allowance so that when you sew it, you don't run into your staples. Ugh, this is gonna make it so much easier. So I still leave it clipped, even though I've stapled it. I suppose you wouldn't have to. You can see what I'm doing here. It's easier to staple it from this side. It's hard to see the black. Again, you have a really good, I'm stapling most of the way up. And that's primarily because I'm using cork and it is slippery. You know, it's a bummer because then you have to take all these staples out. But you get a better product. All right, let's see how it does. And I'm stapling from the inside, which for me is the black. Just go slow. Oh boy. Okay. Oh yeah, much easier. I think I remember now, I did staple this on the outside before. Even if I use Decaville Light, I'm pretty sure I stapled it. Yep, I'm pretty sure I did. Let's get this, yeah. Yeah. So much easier with stapling it. Again, you could double side tape it. You could glue it. I find it's just easier to staple it. Now, you have to take all these staples out. Let's look at it first. Let me see. Pretty good. Now, it's all crinkled in there, but that's fine. We'll fix that. All right, so now I'm just using my handy dandy little staple remover. I have to be careful not to get them all over the floor. Okay, and then just take your time. Take your time and get all your staples out. You don't need to watch me do that, but because it's painful to watch. It's painful to do, and it's painful to watch. All right, so get all those out, and then do the other two sides, one for the lining and one for this outside. And then we'll come back and we'll attach the flap. Okay. So we have our gussets on both sides. And even though I already cut it, I'm going to go around one more time. I just think it's a smart idea on these outsides, especially when you're using a lighter weight. Not a lighter weight, a lighter color. Hold on a second. Thread than your fabric. So I'm using pink thread with black cork. So if you don't want it to show through, which it was showing through just a hair, and it still is right there. Let me do that again. I don't know why that is. Hold on. Let me see if I can get that. And sometimes, like I just did right there, I used a little smaller stitch. Yeah. This side actually looks fine. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, but it looks absolutely fine. Let's see. I don't do it every time on the outside. Sometimes I do. And you'll just have to determine when you see your bag, you look at the seams. If you can see the threads poking through, then I would do it. Yeah, that's a lot better. Huh. Okay. All right, so now we want to attach our back or a flap to the back. And this is the back with my tag, and oh my gosh, I haven't put my tag on there. Let me do it. Goodness gracious, I didn't sew it on. Good thing I saw that. And I am pulling those threads to the back because I've got, again, I got pink thread with the black tag. Goodness gracious. Let me see something here. That is not wanting to pull to the back. All right, let me get it. Hold on. All right, so that's the back. And so we want to see the back of our flap. Let me just see what she tells you to do. Yeah. Yeah. I personally think it's easier to do this with it not connected, but that's okay. The flap, it does kind of fold in there, so just keep that in mind. You're going to have to pull that out of there to get it to stay where you want. And then you want to put your tags on as well. I'm going to clean these up a little. Okay. All right, so our tags are going to go on the side. Just about, I know she has them right on the side. The problem with that, it makes it very thick right there. So I'm just pulling them in. I'll show you here in a second. I'm just pulling them in about 1/4 of an inch to avoid some of that bulk. So I don't know if you can see that. I pulled them in from the side about 1/4 of an inch. All right, so now we're just gonna base that in place. I sew better with my shoes off. So I was just taking my shoes off. All right, let's make sure that's down there, and it was not. Hold on a second. Okay. Beautiful. My snap snapped. That's hilarious. All right, I'm just looking here to make sure it all looks good there. And when we attach the lining, it's gonna, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So now put your flap back in there, and then for your lining, we're gonna do right sides together. So for your lining, you need to turn your lining right side out. And since there are no pockets or anything, I didn't do any pockets on the inside. It doesn't matter which is the front and which is the back. So I did mark all my centers, so I'm just going to attach that. But you also want to match up your side seams here. On all 4 of your corners. Again, you're going to have to be sure that you keep those D-rings out of your way when you sew this together, because you have a really generous seam allowance. I think it's a 1/2 inch. Let me see. Yeah. So just keep that in mind to protect your machine from the D-rings. Okay, you don't need to see me clip this, so I'll fast forward that. All right, so full disclosure, I broke a needle, so I had to change my needle, and that's a painful process with the sewing machine, but it's because I went over the D-ring, one of the D-rings at the very end. Very annoying. All right, so let's turn this back. So here's our big turning hole. Let me grab my flap first. Get that out of there. Oh, I thought I saw a reflection of a staple. I don't want that left. All right. I do remember now that I didn't use Peltex for this reason. Very difficult to turn. Not impossible. I mean, you know, sometimes bags are just hard to turn. This really isn't too bad. I think I spoke too soon. There we go. Okay. It's not too bad. There we go. I mean, the pattern, I'll just be frank with you, the pattern calls for all cotton, to use all cotton. So that's probably a good idea to use all cotton. And I think some of my other ones I've used cotton, and some of the others I've used, one I used vinyl. And it wasn't a thin vinyl, so. All right, I'm gonna close up my turning hole first, and then we will get everything in place and do some top stitching. So my husband and I spent a couple hours in the pool. It's like 85 degrees here. It was perfect. And then we went down to this place called Detweiler's Farm Market. It's about 30 minutes from here, not even quite. Oh, they have such great produce, and it's a reasonable price. It's fantastic. So we have tons of great fresh vegetables. Sometimes we'll just have a big plate of steamed vegetables for dinner. Yum. A little salt and pepper, maybe a tiny bit of Parmesan cheese. Can't beat it. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's put this in here. And clip our top all the way around. And then we're gonna top stitch all the way around. So again, you don't need to see me clipping the bag. And let me just verify what she calls for the top stitch. I think it's a, let's see, what does she tell you? Yeah, we gotta do the zipper pocket. I thought we were almost done. I forgot about that zipper pocket. All right, so let me fast forward this, and I'll be right back. Okay, that really wasn't too bad. It's a little bit of a challenge, and you saw I used this tool to make my corners thinner. It really does help, and all this is an Amazon tool that I got, and it's really for key fobs, but it's got the little protective rubber there, and I just smash those corners, and it really does help that go a lot better. All right, so now basically it's done except for that interior pocket, and so that's basically what you have right there. Isn't that cute? All right, so let me gather all my stuff for the interior pocket, and we'll get that done. It's just a simple pocket. It's very similar to the pocket that you put on the necessary clutch wallet. So I'll be right back. Okay. So you should have four pieces for the interior zipper pocket. Two of them are going to have a stabilizer and two of them are not. So take one of your interior pockets that has a stabilizer, and on the narrower end, you'll see there each side has a narrower end. Attach your zipper face down, and let's just baste that in place. Now, if you choose to, you could use zipper tape. Double-sided tape here if you wanted to. I choose not to today. And then you're going to take one of your pieces, same thing, the narrower top up, and you're going to sandwich that zipper face down. So that other piece is face down on top of the wrong side of your zipper. And then we're going to sew that at the full seam allowance, which I don't even know what her full seam allowance is. Let's see what she says. Yeah, okay. I do have my zipper foot on, so it's probably a good idea to have your zipper foot on. I am using a number 5 zipper. And I am using one of Lauren Mormino's zipper pulls. Those rose zipper pulls. Aren't they gorgeous? I don't know if you can see them. They're beautiful. All right. So take that and fold that back and do an 1/8" top stitch there. You know, I may have just told you a story. I don't think she has you top stitch. Yeah. Let me think about that for a second. Yeah, she doesn't have you top stitch, so I'm just gonna rip that out real quick. No harm done. And I'm gonna top stitch, but I'm only gonna top stitch the just a second, let me get a seam ripper. I'm only gonna top stitch the side with the stabilizer on it, and I'll show you why here in a second. So you're seeing me do some seam ripping. It's just a very painful experience all the way around. I'd say I get through most bags without having to seam rip. But here lately, I just have been so distracted that I'm not reading things like I should be. That's okay. Most things are fixable. Okay. So I am gonna top stitch, but I am only going to top stitch the front side of the zipper, not the lining. I'm just getting everything off of there. Of course, you know, you back stitch really well. Here at the end. Okay. All right, let's put that away. Hopefully I won't need that again. Yeah. Okay, so I am going to top stitch with the lining out of the way. So I'm really top stitching that front piece to the zipper only. All right, so for the other side, we're gonna do the exact same thing for the other side of the zipper. So let's put our stabilizer piece, the smaller end, there's a longer end and a shorter end. Let's put that right sides with the zipper. And you just want to match up so that you have the same amount for the other side that you just did. And we're going to baste that in place. Oh, I'm going to have to sneeze. Pardon me. Wow. Wow. Okay. And then attach your liner piece. It's a little confusing because I'm using the exact same fabric. So here's what we have. Here's the lining. This is the lining, and I'm going to put the other lining piece right sides together. You know, it feels so weird to use cotton quilting without any interfacing. You just don't need it. You've already got two of the pieces that have a lot of interfacing. All right, so sew that at your full seam allowance with your zipper. Right. Okay. Getting there. We're almost done. My little scissors aren't wanting to stay. Okay. So now we want to, again, top stitch only that piece to the zipper tape. Not the lining, just this piece that has the stabilizer. Okay. Now let's put those two together. So your two outer pieces with the stabilizer are sandwiched right sides together. And then your two lining pieces are right sides together. And we are going to leave a turning hole in the lining pieces. Again, I'm going to leave a pretty good turning hole. Probably don't need to as much on this one. And we're going to sew, let me just mark it. I'll probably sew from here all the way around over to here. So I'm leaving probably a good 7 inches open to turn the pocket. Oh my goodness, don't forget to pull your zipper inside. I almost didn't do it. That would have been very bad. Put your zipper inside. Put it in the middle. So you don't run over it with your foot. Go slow over the zipper. I'm gonna have to work on my tension. It feels loosey-goosey. Again, going over that zipper. Let me see if that helps. Ugh, no, it did not. Yeah, I'm gonna mess with my, I think I might have too. I don't know, too tight. All right, let's turn this little zipper pocket. And I'm actually gonna cut off the extra zipper. I'm gonna clip the corners. I guess I'll clip my corners a little. But I'm not gonna trim my seam allowance. I am gonna burn my zipper. Okay. All right, let's turn the pocket. I think if I was doing this bag in all cotton, I probably would have interfaced the other side of this zipper pocket, just because it feels very flimsy. I have to admit, it feels very flimsy. I think it's going to be absolutely fine because of the amount of interfacing I have on the on the outside of it. But you know, cotton quilting is pretty. Most cotton quilting is pretty lightweight. All right, let's close this up. And then we will put this in the bag. I think my husband is out there eating some vegetables. I'm gonna have to go. Let's finish this up. that is some seriously bad tension on this bag, on this side. I'm gonna have to go over that again. It was so loose. Goodness gracious. That is some bad tension. All right, let me just go over it again. You know how when your bobbin is kind of loose, but then your top is loose. Man. Okay, I fixed it, but that is some time to play with that a little. Okay, let's put that in there, inside our pocket. So it feels fine now that it's inside the pocket, so it's good without any interfacing. All right, pull that pocket out. There you go. Okay, that's all that is. All right. So now, this is where you can sew it or you can rivet it. So I want my pocket, let me get this out of the way. I want my zipper closing to the left. So I'm going to put this side in first. And you want to get it right in the middle if you can. So I'm just gonna measure that real quick. How much I have there. So let me mark that. And then I'm going to attach that right on my halfway mark. So there's my halfway mark. I'm not sure you can see it. Let's see. It's a pink mark. And we're gonna do this one side at a time. I'm just looking to see how far down she wants it. Yeah, so you don't want it right at the top. So she says about a 1/2 inch down. I was about a 1/2 inch down. Not quite, so I'm gonna go down just a little more. Yeah, that's better. Just broke that. Beautiful. Okay. So you have to do these one at a time because you kind of pull them. I'm gonna mark that other side. You can't see the pink, so let me just mark it with gray. Let's see. should be the same. Okay. All right, then I'm going to attach two, I think I'm going to do 2 rivets. So my rivets went flying when I dropped everything, so I'm just going to get a couple more here. All right. Just want those ready. All right, so let's put this side in first. And I'm going to come down a little further with my rivets. I am using 10mm rivets, but because I have that zipper, I don't want to worry about the bulk. Beautiful. All right, I'm going to do the other one. Before I let go here. And she gives you really good directions if you want to sew it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with sewing it. All right, let me get rid of these before I knock them all over the floor. All right, so there are my 2 rivets on that side. This is going to go in, but I'm going to go press those before I put the other 2 in, and I'll be right back. All right, so getting those rivets on today was a challenge, and I think some of that is related to the Peltex that I use. I honestly, I don't think I'd use Peltex again. I would use Decaville Light. That's plenty. So here's the bag. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's the front and there's the back. I have a little pushing out to do yet. And then I obviously attach the shoulder strap. Look at that. So when you open it, you've got that interior zipper pocket. You've got good amount on this side and you've got good amount on the other side. But that zipper pocket, again, I would not use Decaville. I would use just some, I use Decaville on the outside pieces and you don't need it. I would just use the, on all 4 pieces, I would use woven fuse. That's what I would do. But I mean, this is fine. I think that the fact that it's cork makes it a little bit more of a challenge. So if I was doing this bag for the first time, honestly, when I did it with this one, it was not nearly as difficult. This is all cotton. And I did not use Peltex. I used Decaville Light, I think, on this one. So, and it's sturdy enough. Doesn't need anything else. So, there you go. I mean, it's a gorgeous bag. Absolutely gorgeous. You know, over here, my bobbin messed up. So, you know, this one is probably not for sale. Unless I sell it for a steep discount, which is too bad because it's cork. But very pretty bag. The Glenda clutch. I would go with her recommendations and use all cotton. And if you weren't, I wouldn't use much interfacing if you're going to use vinyl or cork. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click subscribe down in the right hand corner on that JD. And be sure and like and feel free to comment. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.